What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad is in the building. Let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about the OG. Let's talk about Evelyn Lozada. It is going down. She made an announcement today that she is leaving Basketball Wives, baby, and she ain't coming back. She is done. She is too through with the situation. You know, being labeled as a colorist and, you know, having legal cases that she brought up on herself and getting countersued by OG was just way too much. And she lost a lot. And also, she had to move and she was being threatened by people online. So therefore, she said it's just not worth it anymore. She's ready to go. She's done. She's finito with the situation. So she says that she's been on Basketball Wives for a decade. It's time to do something else. And she also says Basketball Wives is going to end one day and she wants to make money while she's sleeping. We know she's making money on OnlyFans, but in any event, I was like, damn, she done did Shaunie like that. Shaunie was out here defending her. Shaunie didn't want to have a conversation with OG, didn't want to talk to OG. She had Evelyn Lozada's back to the fullest. I mean, she was there with her. She even left the last season early. They only, taped 7 episodes, 6 episodes, and then they was out. Shaunie had Evelyn Lozada back in that. Now that Shaunie ONeal back is up against the wall and she might not even have a show and it might not even be popping and people might not even be watching because people are still upset and they can't believe that this situation went on so long where, you know, Shaunie ONeal and Evelyn Lozada didn't even sit down and have a conversation with OG, try to work it out. The last season of Basketball Wives, they did everything and anything to basically bring down OG, to make it seem like she was crazy. She did not know what she was talking about. And also editing her in such a negative way where as soon as you watch Basketball Wives, you will look at OG and say, oh my God, like you can't deal with her. She's out of control. She's not friendly. She's not happy. She's miserable. But then OG dropped the receipts on her Instagram of all the recordings and everything of that nature, which proved that OG was telling the truth. OG wasn't lying, and also proved how fake and phony the rest of the cast was, because Jennifer Williams would be laughing and grinning in OG's face, and also Jackie will be laughing and grinning in the OG's face like it's all good, but then at the end of the day, they end up turning on OG. And even OG had a nice conversation, a nice little sit down when it came to Malaysia, and they came to common ground, and also with Kristen Scott, but they made it negative and basically saying that OG, you know, it's nothing that we can do with her, and, you know, relating the message back to Shaunie ONeal and Evelyn Lozada. So therefore, they was too through. They even brought in the sisters. They brought in Naya and Nora to the show and basically tried to, you know, make OG look bad, make OG look like she was a liar. They were her friends. They was trying to help her, and OG lied. OG turned her back on them. OG was jealous of them because she didn't want them on the show. She didn't want them a part of their storyline. And then they even went out and said that OG brought them to the show so she can get at, you know, Febreze and that whole situation. Come to find out, none of that was true because OG proved it with the receipts. She dropped the receipts. She dropped receipts after receipts. So there's no way that OG's out here in these streets lying, point blank, period. She proved it to the world. She proved it to the public, because every time Basketball Wives dropped the episode, OG dropped the recording because OG knew what she was up against. So therefore, she recorded anything that she could possibly record when it's relating to the ladies, and basically they all had egg on their face. So at any event, Evelyn's reign of terror is over at Basketball Wives. Too late, because she took down Basketball Wives with her, and Shaunie ONeal, being the businesswoman that she is and the PE that she is, or the producer of the show, she let that happen for a friend. Now at the end of the day, now you don't got ratings. Nobody really wants to tune into Basketball Wives. Shaunie ONeal is out here by herself. Now she got to start over fresh and brand new and try to get things going, if people even going to watch it, or if it's even going to be renewed for another season. But in any event, Evelyn Lozada just showed you how a true friend that she is. When the going gets tough and it gets tough, guess what? You can lend everything out to Evelyn Lozada, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't benefit her, she is going to bounce and leave the situation. Oh Lord, that is so shady and so dirty. Evelyn Lozada is walking out on Shaunie ONeal at the most difficult, the most hardest time ever for networks and TV. She's saying goodbye. She said she told Shaunie, and Shaunie was okay with the situation. Shaunie totally understood. Maybe Shaunie did understand. Maybe she totally did understand where Evelyn was coming from because of all the heat, the backlash, and what people were saying about Evelyn Lozada, that, you know what, she needs a break, she needs to go. I totally get that. But at the same time, Shaunie ONeal stuck her neck out for Evelyn Lozada. You know, she was even catching heat for what Evelyn Lozada did and said towards OG, the statements, the comments, and everything. She was out here defending her. And at the end of the day, now that it's hard, it's difficult, guess what? Evelyn Lozada is walking out on Shaunie ONeal. Lord have mercy. So you already know they are calling OG and begging OG to come back. We so sorry. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. Because there's no way the show is going to work, because so many people were disappointed. They was upset that they couldn't correct what was going on or work out the situation, even off the network, just ladies of color in general working together. And Shaunie being a businesswoman, Shaunie been in the business for years, you would think that she would be able to control Evelyn, talk to Evelyn, have Evelyn understand the severity of the situation. But Evelyn just kept going out there and saying, oh, I'm Afro-Latino, I'm this, I'm that. And, you know, it didn't work out. So at the end of the day, like I said before, OG won. She dethroned Evelyn Lozada. So it is what it is. All the people that Evelyn Lozada hurt, disrespected, made fun of, and also cheating or sleeping with castmates, men, you know, it's done. It's finito. She can't judge people. She can't, you know, intimidate people anymore, crack on their fashions, you know, talk about what they have on, their designers. You know, so many people don't even wear designers or can afford it, designer clothes. And Evelyn Lozada, her and, you know, Febreze is out here talking about people's clothes, talking about, oh, it's rip-offs, oh, you know, it's knockoff, it's fake, and everything else. Like, so disrespectful, knowing that, you know, Febreze don't got it like that. And Evelyn Lozada, she got a little something, but that's gonna dry out pretty soon too if she don't get back to really making money again. And so therefore she is not on the show anymore. So she's leaving because her reputation has been tarnished, and she did it to herself. No one else did it to her, because she could have came with a humble heart and a humble mind and understood and basically work on how she can make the situation better. But she has been, you know, winning every battle, you know, defeating everybody on the show. Then they get kicked off, and then Shaunie co-signs the situation. This time it didn't work. This time you had the queen come down and basically was like, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm not going to be suckered in. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be intimidated. And you guys are not going to change my mind and my opinion. And OG offered over and over last season, let's just move forward. Let's see where we can go. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. Let's just see what we can do now. But Evelyn was too good. Shaunie was too good. Malaysia thought that she was, you know, here and she knew everything and she was about the situation, and she followed behind Shaunie and she followed behind Evelyn Lozada. So did Kristen Scott. And so therefore they lost. They really lost. If OG don't come back, it ain't a show. And only why people were going to tune in for next season to see Evelyn's downfall and see how bad the show is. But in any event, now you're not even going to have her. You can't even witness that anymore. And you're not even going to have her on the show. So therefore, and especially if OG is not returning, and I don't believe OG is going to return, but she possibly could. Because you know what? She can come and just shine. What's Jackie going to think now? What's Kristen Scott going to think now? What's Malaysia going to think now? You know, they ran off the biggest bully for a decade. Evelyn was like, I've been doing this for a decade. I could do this in my sleep. She could come back and she can cause all types of commotion and basically do what it do, because she says she knows how to get it popping. She always delivers. So now that you really need to deliver, Evelyn Lozada, you walk out. You bounce on Shaunie. Shaunie, you must got egg on your face. Your girl left you high and dry with your show being in shambles, and nobody really knows if it's even worth renewing or if it's even worth watching anymore. So this is a terrible situation. This is what you get when you stick out your neck for people that don't deserve it, Number one. And number two, when you don't choose the side of right. And that's the problem. Shaunie and Evelyn Lozada did not choose the side of right. They chose the side of selfishness, wanting to win, wanting to be combative, and believing that their star power was going to outshine OG, and it didn't outshine OG. And what saved OG this last season was that she recorded the whole season on her cell phone, and that's what saved her, because they edited her so bad. If OG did not upload, the episodes from last season, a lot of people would have changed their ways of thinking about OG, but some of us wouldn't, because we already know how the editing goes. And in any event, Evelyn Lozada, she lost, and she had to get on TV and announce it. She said that, she was embarrassed about some of the things that she did. She was embarrassed about hitting her, cuckoo. And basically, she said it's embarrassing for herself. It's embarrassing for her daughter and her son. And she wants to do better. You could have bet. You didn't have to be embarrassing. You didn't have to do all the stuff that you did. But you thought that you was going to win. You thought that everybody was going to run up behind you and kiss up behind you like they've been doing for a decade. Not this time. Everything comes to an end. And it has came to an end. And before it ended, Evelyn Lozada jumped ship. Shaunie ONeal, how do you feel now? Jennifer, how do you feel now? Because the show might not come. Kristen Scott, you siding with Evelyn Lozada. You making sure that you demean and lie on OG. You might not have a job, and you just brought a house, and you know you need it. And we know Malaysia need the money too as well. She got a little stacked up, but she got a bunch of kids, and she got bills, and she has expenses. And you siding with OG and being negative towards OG, guess what? Your show might not be coming back. What you gonna do, baby girl? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And Jackie, you turning on OG at the last minute to side with Evelyn. Guess what? What you gonna do now too, Jackie? This show is y'all lifeline. Y'all let Evelyn come in and ruin it when y'all know that she was wrong for what she did to OG. Y'all know her using the N-word when OG asked her not to, and she kept on, and y'all just sat around and thought it was okay because you didn't want to, upset the big bad wolf, which is Evelyn Lozada. Now she may have stopped your bags completely. You guys let me know what you think about this situation, but kudos to OG for dethroning Evelyn Lozada.